show you really quickly how it, kind of what it looks like. But most people, you know, if they're 35 years old, and you say to them, folks, would you be okay at 35 years old? Would most 35-year-olds in Canada be happy making $60,000 a year right now? Currently? Yeah, if you're between 30 and 35 years old, and you're making $60,000 a year, that looks like $6,000. Anybody know what the average income in Canada is? 48. Yeah, it's around 50,000. The average is around 50,000. So whenever you ask people to think of the future, it's very tough to think of the future, because 25 years into the future, this person is 60 years old. And if you say to them, look, 25 years from now, do you know what you will need at 60 years old to buy everything you can buy today? Because today, for most people in Canada, if you gave them an income of 60,000, a lot of people would quit working. They spend their time going skiing or going to the beach or hanging out or going to Starbucks, right? Instead of showing up for the job, because they show up for the job, a lot of them, for less than that. So if you gave them that much money, they'd have enough to live on for a while, wouldn't they? For a long time. The problem in Canada and in most countries is something called inflation. And so inflation destroys the buying power of your money today. And so 25 years from now, when the guy is 60 years old, you say to him, do you know what you need 25 years from now? And he won't know, but your financial calculator will figure that out. So as a realtor, you should have that app on your phone, the Hewlett-Packard's 10B calculator. And if you punch that number into the calculator, it's going to be about $125,000. He's going to go, what? Matter of fact, recently I was doing this for people, and what I would do is I would go, do you know what it's like in 5 years? So in 5 years, that 60,000 gets to like about 69,000. See, so there I'm saying, in 5 years from now, you're not even making 60,000 now. 5 years from now, will you be making 69? 10 years from now, it's going to be more like 80,000. And then it just keeps growing, because inflation keeps devaluing your money. And I said, so wouldn't it be wise to figure out how I could have a plan in place? So if you have a plan in place, the plan would mean, this is part one. Part two is to determine with your calculator how big a sum of money do you need to have put away, and it's close to $2 million. The calculator will figure that out for you. You need to have close to $2 million invested in rental property, mutual funds, RSPs to produce something like $125,000 a year in the future. And then, this is part two. Part two of the FIN number. Part three of the FIN number, all this means is, in part three, we say, okay, so we back engineer the numbers on the calculator, and we'll find that the person needs to put away about $3,000 a month. And so they're making $5, and you say, hey, $5 a month is $60,000 a year. You say you need about $3,000 to put away. Who could make $5,000 in Canada and put $3,000 away? Not very many people, right? So now you have just become, you went from being a realtor to like their financial advisor. Somebody who's going to help. If you help people with their future life, if they believe you can help them with their future life, you've pretty well got all their business between now and then. So learning how to do this will help the people you talk to realize you can help them with their future life.